You're listening to the Heart and Soul podcast with Catherine Banco. I'm on a mission to celebrate breakthrough, empowerment, and shameless living in the lives of women everywhere. Join me and let's live unashamed together. We're back, baby. It's been 2 months.
It's been 2 months?
How
is that possible?
I have no time. Like,
I feel like
I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm definitely not doing it every week, obviously, but I'm like literally just season 8, whatever season, I think we're on season 8, is going to be just popcorn. Like,
yeah,
when I can record an episode when it's breaking news like today.
I love popcorn, so
I love popcorn.
love popcorn. Best snack.
And we have breaking news. Obviously Melody's on with me. It's pop culture and
Hi guys.
We're the gurus. And I love,
we're your gurus.
If you're watching on YouTube, good, get us some views, but I look like actual booty do because I've been coaching since 6 a.m. So I just sat down. And there was no way I was going to wake up to do my makeup or anything.
Oh my God. I just got tea. Actual real life in real time tea.
Hit me with it.
That no one else has. But I feel like we need to get into everything before I give it.
How do you have it before anyone else?
Well, that's not true. I don't know.
She's like, well, me and the rest of
Listen, I am the bearer of the tea. No, but a friend just texted me, Ashley.
Okay.
And she said that one of the publicists for The Bachelorette, she goes to P-Volve where she works, and she just came in and she was like, this week has been crazy, whatever. But she said that there are still hopes that the season will still air just later on.
There's no way.
We need it.
I have so many conflicting feelings.
I do too. I want to see it because I just feel bad for these men. I just feel like these men deserve for it to be aired. She does not. It's almost like, let's take her out of it. Edit it so that she's out of it entirely. And we just get the funny shots of the men. The men usually take over the mansion and are hilarious anyway. And it's just so funny watching them be emotional and pine over a woman and act stupid and try to one up each other. So let's just see that. I don't even care about the love story. Let's just see them.
We were never watching this. We were never watching this love story.
We weren't, because we already knew that she got back together with Dakota and then not together. It's just it's so crazy.
Sorry, I'm screenshotting statements so that I can easily refer to them.
Beautiful. I love it.
Okay, so basically we are hopping on today because it's an emergency, breaking news, popping culture.
Popping culture,
baby. But if you haven't been living under a rock, then you know that this season of The Bachelorette, which was supposed to premiere on Sunday, is canceled. And there is a lot of reasons why. And I have so many thoughts.
Me too.
Stupid.
Same. Where do we even start? Okay.
So background, if you don't know anything about the lore of what this season was going to be for The Bachelorette, Taylor Frankie Paul was the lead, and she comes from a show, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and she's a famous TikToker. She was known. She literally got a TV show because she's a swinger. She was a swinger, and she was known for that.
Was part of this whole scandal that her and her best friend there was a cheating scandal. Then they both got divorces. So she has 2 kids with her first marriage.
So starting off in 2022, not the greatest reputation.
Not great.
But she's great television because she and 9 other women started a show called Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which is amazing.
Amazing. I love all of them.
Some of the best reality TV that's ever been. But she has been in a very toxic on-again, off-again relationship with this man named Dakota. And Dakota is her second baby daddy. So with her first husband that she got a divorce with after the swinging scandal, they have 2 kids. And then her and Dakota had a baby together, who's 2 or 3 now, 3 maybe.
I think so, yeah.
And they are so toxic. If you've ever seen the show Tell Me Lies, they remind me so much of Lucy and Steven.
Oh gosh,
horrible together, should not be together, cheating, lying, yelling, crying, throwing up, everything. and then get back together, break up, get back together, ruin each other's reputations, get back together, break up, all the things. So that's the backstory. This season of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives premiered like 2 weeks ago, like 2 weeks before The Bachelorette was to come out.
Which was
Hulu,
clearly done on an intentional way because of where it leaves off. It's supposed to be like this lead up to The Bachelorette,
totally,
and the whole season really is about her about to go on The Bachelorette, which is the biggest deal and probably the biggest, like, at that moment in the beginning of the season, like, that was the biggest thing happening in mom talk.
totally. And like, also, I forgot to say, like, because of the success of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and because of like Taylor Frankie Paul, who's like technically the lead of that show, because of her like blow up to fame and just like she's good television. She's really dramatic. Um, Hulu and ABC got together and picked her to be this random bachelorette. They've never done this before where they pick someone outside of the series to lead a season. So
Well, they did it with Matt James.
right. He was kinda, like, in it, though. Like, he was, like,
He
besties
was like friends with like
friend of.
yeah, friend of, but like this first time they did for The Bachelorette.
Yes.
And she truly was, like, already a star. Like,
Yeah,
Matt James was just, like, a normal dude. Like,
totally.
she already had her own show and everything. Like, this was truly, like, getting a celebrity basically on
Yes.
as The Bachelorette.
And The Bachelor and Bachelorette, the whole franchise needed that because
Yeah.
their ratings
Oh,
were
yeah.
down and down and down. So they truly chose her, and this and we'll circle back to this
Yeah.
because of it would be good for ratings.
Yeah.
And honestly, when they picked her, I was pumped because I knew it would be I did not let me be honest and so real. I never thought she would find love. If you look
No.
at the toxic relationship between her and Dakota, I was like, she
There's no
might
way.
get engaged, they're gonna break up. I'm not watching for love this season. I'm watching for drama because she's such good
And
television.
I was prepared that she would just break the mold of this,
Picture perfect.
formula.
Yeah,
Well, in this formula that, like, The Bachelorette and The Bachelor always has, I was like, well, since someone hasn't been in it, they don't really know the formula. And so, like, maybe it will, like, really shake things up and it'll be interesting and see how she, like, responds to things and isn't answering in a bachelorette
right.
way in that lingo. It's, like, truly just, like, her being her, which is unhinged and unpredictable. So it truly was like, oh, this could be, like, truly the most dramatic season yet.
No, no, literally it would be.
Literally.
And so I now fast forward to The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives season 4, which premiered 2 weeks ago, and I've obviously already watched it in, like, 4 days because 'cause I'm
Of
psycho.
course.
And, like, I start this podcast with, "I just don't have time."
Don't have time, but I need to watch all the things.
Okay, so, on that season, I was actually watching, and I was, like, worried for her because she was on a different level of, like, unhinged than I've seen her before in the previous 3 seasons. Like, typically, I feel like she can kind of put on a face or a show to, like, almost look, like, maturely toxic. I
Yeah,
don't know how to explain it.
yeah.
But this past season, like, with her, like, there's, like, a lot of scenes where she, like, flips on her mother,
Dude,
and she
ugh.
like and it's not just, like
She looks bad.
it looks
It's
really
bad.
bad.
She does not look healthy. She does not look happy. Like, she truly looks, like, sunken in like, she doesn't look happy at all, and,
And
like,
she
she
acts
has this crazy demeanor about her that we've seen her dynamic with her parents before, and it's been rough, but we've never seen her talk to her mom like that. We've never seen them scream and yell like that before. Like, she really gets, like, flipped,
no,
like
and
a
that's
switch,
That's
and
what
it's
I was gonna
scary.
say, is, like, she goes from 0 to 1,000 and then back to 0 so quickly that, like, as I was watching this season, I was thinking, like, all jokes aside, like, I think she's bipolar. Like, I really do think she needs
Yeah,
to, like, get a diagnosis because
yeah,
the way she was able to, like, flip to angry, yelling, screaming to, like, being done with that fight, same scene, talking normally, I was like,
yeah.
"This is, like, beyond just, like, a dramatic person. This is, like, you need to, like, seek professional help." Like, this I
And yeah,
it
but,
was
like,
scary.
how did nobody already know this, though?
Well,
Like,
that's what I think they did. I think
you think they
everyone knew.
you think they knew she was, like, a little cuckoo, so, like, they were like, "Oh, this will be good television." They're, like, kind of banking on her weaknesses, which is kind of messed up.
Well, and if you go back, so like the reason it was canceled is because like a story broke out that there was domestic violence between her and Dakota after the filming of Bachelorette wrapped up. And allegedly her son might have been involved. And then
Well, it wasn't canceled yet.
it wasn't canceled after that came out.
Right, but they had
Ye
talked about, like, no, they can't they stopped filming of Mormon Wives. That's
Right.
what they did. That's what they canceled, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they stopped production of season 5 of Mormon
Yeah.
Wives. But, obviously, it, like, made major headlines because her season
Yeah.
about to premiere. And yesterday morning, a video was released from 2023, which was actually this
Which is the video
yeah,
of the incident of the first episode
of
of
season 1.
Mormon Wives, and why they stopped production at the beginning of they stopped production at the beginning of Mormon Wives too because of that. And then they still chose to move forward with her
That's
on this
the thing.
show.
They are
They know.
slimy. They knew the
And
whole time.
they've had this video because the
100%.
FBI has had this video. She's had these charges. She was arrested. Like, everyone has seen this, and that's what upsets me also is that, like, the girls knew about this video.
Mhm.
Like, the people everybody knows, and that's what's so upsetting is that, like, everybody's like, that are close to them saw that video. I'm sure Dakota shared that with everyone that he could to ruin her life, and, I mean, he's taking it intentionally to protect himself in the end because she was going crazy
Mhm.
as proof, but also, like, there's no doubt he showed everyone that. So I'm just, like, kinda
You you
icked out
yeah.
too that all the girls knew that she was capable of this and still decided to move forward and film with her and to amplify her and put her on this pedestal of being the leader of Mom Talk, and I'm like, "Really?"
I think what it just goes to show, like, I feel like we could do a focused psychology group on this, is like, it just goes to show how fame and power and money can, like, really completely change you and, like, chain you to become, like, a slave to it. Like,
Yeah.
they knew if Taylor Frankie Paul was the lead, they would get higher ratings because she had the most following. So they needed her on the show. And I'm talking they being
Yes.
Hulu and
Mhm.
they being the cast
The
members.
girls, yeah.
I think that there was a little bit of fear in the cast members of like,
Mhm.
I can't say anything because she's freaking unhinged.
Yeah.
And then also, if I do say something, I lose this potential for my career, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And then Hulu, I'm pissed at Hulu ABC the most because they had this information from the very beginning. And it's like,
Yes.
I keep fast or flashbacking to like when we saw that season. And I don't know if it was presented differently or if I've just been fed so much content to distract me over the last 4 seasons that I forgot. But like it almost made it seem like it wasn't not
That nothing or, like,
nothing went down.
it was like a he said, she said. The
Yeah.
video was not released until now.
I know
And
the video was
so
not released, but like we still
yeah,
saw the headlines that
it
like
was this dance, yeah, of, like it I do remember there being, like, her kid was there, and that was, like, the hard part, but, like, nothing happened to the kid,
yeah.
and then also it was, like, he said that she was throwing chairs at him, and she was saying, "No, it was you," and, like, you can hear in this video that he's like, "Stop," whatever, like, "Stop throwing chairs at me," and she's like, "You did this." And, so it is this like back and forth of like he said, she said, and then, they get charged. And I think it's because he actually had like,
The footage.
yeah, well, and he had bruises on it. Like it was kind of like you think like, oh, she got charged with it because like he had markings on him. So maybe it was like an interact, like maybe they both are guilty, but we don't know because there's no proof, is what we thought.
Yeah, we kind of maybe assumed like self-defense to an extent, like she fought
Yeah.
back or yeah, it was just so
Right.
hazy. Yesterday, they actually or Dakota actually released the video to TMZ of what actually went down that night in 2023, and it is disturbing.
I don't understand. Okay. So Dakota, releases this to TMZ. The whole world now sees it. And it's almost like now Hulu ABC is responsible to do something about it. But Did they already they do background checks. They
They
do
had to
all
have
of
known.
this
I'm
stuff.
telling you,
They had to have known, and that's the thing that's crazy is, like,
they
they
still
knew about this video and they still chose to move forward with somebody who is aggressive and who is still proving to be aggressive with her own mother and Dakota. Like, it's just so crazy. So you're gonna put her in a room with 22 men that she could potentially throw chairs at? Like, I'm so confused as to why they moved forward with her when they knew about this video, and it's only because TMZ released it to the public that they were held accountable to
oh,
now take it off the air. Like, that's what's crazy. It's not that nobody knew, nobody can play dumb. They do background checks extensively, and so much of her stuff is aired out anyway. Like,
yep.
she doesn't hide who she is, really.
No, and that's what back to my focus group is
Yeah.
they knew that her being the lead would lead to more ratings. It's all
Yeah.
about power, it's all about money. And
It's
they
crazy.
unfortunately took a risk, a huge risk, hiring her as the Bachelorette because now they're screwed. They're out tens of millions of dollars. They filmed an entire season. Her life ruined.
Is ruined.
She
As
is
it
going
should be,
to,
that
as it should
video
be.
is awful.
Yeah, so trigger warning, in the video,
Yeah,
it's Dakota filming from, like, a selfie cam of, like,
yep.
what she's doing to him that night. This was back in 2023, she was belligerently drunk,
You could tell.
which to
You can
me,
hear
like,
her speaking and slurring and not being able to speak, like, it's
and I think to me, like, some people, which is crazy on the internet, like, I'm reading comments because 'cause I'm psychotic, and, like, some people are, like, defending her, like, she's drunk and she was just reacting to an abusive man in her life, and I'm like, drunk or sober, that behavior, if someone's doing that when they're drunk, they can do it when they're sober. So,
Oh, 1000%. And, like,
so that's not an excuse to me, I'm sorry.
no,
It's disgusting.
and for your child to be right there and for him to be screaming, like, "Stop throwing chairs, your child is right here," and she continues to do it to the point where her kid and thankfully, you don't necessarily see it, but you see
You
it. Like,
hear
you know that her child is right there, they pointed out where her kid is on the couch, and he's, like, deflecting these chairs being thrown at him, and it apparently hits her daughter or
you can
son.
kind of hear it too, like, you can
I
kinda hear, like, a
know.
thump,
Well, and it happens, and then the child starts screaming, crying,
obviously.
and it's so disheartening, and then she continues to do it, and that's what's crazy is he yells at her like, "Stop, your kid just got hit with a metal chair. Stop." And
And
she
she's even
continues to
the
do it.
kid is even screaming, "Mommy."
Mommy, yeah.
And
It's
that to
so
me,
sad.
like, ripped my
Broken
heart out of my
heart.
chest as a mother and just
Broken
as a
heart.
decent human being, like,
Ugh.
how can you hear that and
And
continue?
continue to do it. Like, it's screaming out for you, and you're screaming even louder. She is screaming on the top of her lungs, but also her child is screaming on the top of her lungs. How does she not, like, break her heart to be like, in that moment, like, flip back to, like, "What am I doing?"
Yeah.
It's she's so far gone. It's so bad
That's what I
that
mean when I say, like, her personalities are so night and day, like, I really do think not an excuse because she definitely take those kids away from her, but
absolutely. Oh, question. So this is my theory also. Her kids are never with her.
they're always with
So
the parents.
So I think that it has been a thing that she's never had, custody of her kids because they don't film when they film with her, like, her kid is never there, and I always wondered, like, why is her kid not in the screen? Like, why maybe there's something where the ex-husband doesn't want, like,
That's what I
their
thought.
kids, and I totally thought that, but even her and Dakota's kid is never there, he's always with her parents. I don't think she has custody of her kids because of that, because the FBI had that footage, it hurt her kid. I think that it's been a secret this entire time that she did hurt her child and that she has never had custody of her kids and her or that kid, like her kids. The other kids live with her ex-husband, I'm assuming, since they're never in the video or in the show. And her and Dakota's child, because of this domestic violence thing, I don't think either one of them are allowed to be alone with their child.
Supervised visits, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy because like, the internet can really fool you because like, on TikTok, if you follow her on TikTok or Instagram, like, she's always with her kids, which I'm
Yeah,
sure she gets supervised visits with them, but
for sure.
that's an interesting conspiracy theory that I think you're probably
Yeah.
more right than not on.
Yeah. Because also, like, she brought her kids to the filming of The Bachelorette, but her mom and her sister were also there. So, like, they had to come with her. And so it's like, I think that they had to be there with the kids. And I get it that it's like, somebody to watch the kids. It's nice that you get to have your kid there with you too. But I think that it's also a legal thing.
The only thing that, like, I would say maybe would make that well, no, I guess, would maybe make that not true is when okay, so have you seen the photo of Tate, her ex-husband, and Dakota both at the courthouse, yesterday at the same time?
No.
So, like, allegedly, they both went to the courthouse, ran into each other, like, it was not intended to go at the same time, but, like, when the video was released, they both went to file, allegedly, a restraining order and file for sole custody. So that's my only reason of, like, maybe she did have joint custody because you wouldn't have to file for sole custody if
Right.
she, like, never had it the whole time.
Unless he wants it. And right now, the joint is between him and her parents.
True. Yeah. That's an
I
interesting
feel
theory.
like this child needs to go
Away from her.
away from from all of them,
Mhm.
from Dakota, from her parent. Like, I'm sorry, like, also her mom is
Yeah.
away. Her mom, I just,
Well,
I
apple
feel,
doesn't fall too far from the tree.
is what she keeps saying.
She'd be saying that over and over, and she's
She
not
be
wrong.
saying that.
But I
She's
will say, even though her mom's a little crazy, like, in this season, I genuinely felt bad for her mom. I'm like,
Me
"Give your
too.
mother a break."
Oh my
Like,
gosh. She kept trying to de-escalate the situation, and Taylor would just come back and be like, "Be the mom, be the mom." And she's like,
I'm
"I
trying
am
to.
by trying to de-escalate the situation."
Yeah.
Um, and this is the hard thing is, like, I always try to give people benefit of the doubt. And, like, before this was released, it was very like, if this didn't happen, I hate that something like this is out there about her, but
Mhm.
it is 1000% true now. And that's
Oh,
what's, like,
100%.
so crazy is, like,
And this is where I get really
mm,
annoyed, and I screenshotted it for this reason, is her reps released a statement after this video came out, and she, like, lost the
yes.
season, and there's no accountability in it.
Nope.
It's all blame game, like, blame shifting. I'll read it. It says, a spokesperson for Paul says in a statement obtained by People, Taylor is very grateful for ABC's support as she prioritizes her family's safety and security. After years of silently suffering extensive mental and physical abuse, as well as threats of retaliation, why would someone want to retaliate?
Yeah.
Are you dating them? Taylor is finally gaining the strength to face her accuser and taking steps to ensure that she and her children are protected from any further harm. There are way too many women who are suffering in silence as they survive aggressive, jealous ex partners who refuse to let them move on with their lives. Taylor has remained silent out of fear for further abuse, retaliation, and public shaming. She is currently exploring all of her options, seeking support, and preparing to own and share her story. Here's my issue with that is like nothing in there says she is taking accountability. She's sorry about the video that has proof of her throwing a chair at her child. It's all, well, I only did it because Dakota. He
Yeah.
he's
It's
jealous.
still
He
blaming him.
and listen,
You
I
have
don't
to take
love
responsibility for your actions. I know that he is manipulative. I know that he's an instigator. I know, but you have to be able to control yourself. When somebody is instigating you, you need to leave the room, leave the
yeah.
situation. And she just falls right back into it over and over and over again.
That's
And
it.
that
It's
is
like
the problem.
she and I, like, have thank God, have never been, like, involved in emotional abuse or, like, manipulation in that way, so I cannot understand from a victim mindset. However, it is really difficult to watch like, Dakota is obviously, like, a sleazy guy where he, like, cheats and lies and all this stuff on the
Right.
show, and, like,
Right.
it's really difficult for me to, like, watch her get so upset with him and then get angry at these women
Yeah.
that he is cheating on her with and then going back to him. It's like you are creating your own destiny here. I mean, you are putting yourself back in these situations.
Yep.
And he might be a sleazy guy, and I don't know anything behind the scenes because they're clearly very good at covering stuff up. Like he's a liar, a cheater. We know all this.
For sure.
And he's definitely immature. Like,
Yeah.
but it
1000%.
seems like in that video at least, and I don't know if he was doing that just to cover his butt, he is the victim. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know, like, and I'm sure
1000%.
stuff will keep coming out and I'll be, like,
Yeah.
biting my tongue and
I
regretting
know. I
my words,
know.
but, like, as of right now, I'm like, Sure, he was a cheater and a liar, but that gives you no reason to treat him or your children the way that you treated them.
Absolutely.
That is not an excuse. If he's
1000%. That's not
jealous
an excuse.
if he's jealous, if he, like, does these stunts right before she's about like, everyone's like, "Well, he always does this right before, like, a season premiere or, like, a new opportunity," and I'm like, "Who cares?
Who cares? You
Why
fall
does he
victim to
have
it. That's why he does it.
why
He
does he
knows
have
he's
this
gonna get a
ammo to be
reaction.
able to do it
Right,
in the first
exactly.
place?"
And he knows he's gonna get a reaction from you, and his whole goal out of everything is to get her back, which is so bizarre. Like, you're
Toxic.
hurting her. Like, it's so toxic. Like, you're hurting her in the way that you're doing it, trying to get like, you're sleeping with her people in her friend circle to get back with her. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's manipulative. It's awful. They're
He's a bad
both
person.
awful.
They're both
They're
awful.
both just awful, and it's so sad to see it, like,
And it's
play
weird.
out.
It's like, I know he's a addict and, like, allegedly sober, so but, like, it seems like his addiction shifted from drugs to her, and, like,
Yep.
it's almost like she's addicted to him as well. Like,
Yeah,
it's really difficult to watch from, like,
it
a
is.
viewer standpoint of, like, "Oh, are people really like this?"
Yeah,
Like, I don't know, it's just crazy. It's like a wake-up call, like, "Oh my gosh, like, people are out there that are like this."
yeah.
Anyways, ABC is out tens
Lots of
of
money.
millions of dollars. She is,
I don't know.
if I were to guess, she's gonna be sued for multi-millions, and everyone's saying, "Well, ABC knew, Hulu knew." Yeah, but they write contracts that cover their
I
butt
know, but I
when
just don't think, like,
when it
because
comes to
they
their
pulled
leads.
it, but, like, that's not her fault that they didn't do background check,
No,
or,
they
like,
did do a
that they
background check, so they're
but
gonna get
exactly,
sued.
so they're gonna be like, "You should have seen everything. You did background check. You knew what you were getting yourself into." Like, she went through with everything. She filmed the entire thing. She did her part. Like, that's the thing is, like, I don't know how they're gonna sue her when
'Cause I'm the only reason I think they're gonna sue her is because I am sure somewhere in her contract it covers something like this, of like, should we have to cancel the season because of something you've done? I don't know. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sure, like, if you work for that mega of a corporation, like, your lawyers are dotting their I's and crossing
Yeah,
every T. So I think that I think she's gonna lose everything. I think she's gonna lose
I
Mormon
think so
wives,
too.
as she should.
As she should.
She's gonna lose her kids.
Yep,
Gonna lose her money. She's
yep.
gonna lose her following on TikTok. People aren't gonna support her because
No.
of what they've seen. I mean, her
I
career,
mean, yeah,
life,
she's definitely done. Like, it's
done.
done. It's done
Even
for
if
her.
she didn't get sued, she's done.
Yeah, 1000%. I don't know why they didn't pick Miranda.
I
Why
love
didn't they pick
Miranda,
Miranda for this? Like, she was the one that got screwed over by Taylor because her husband had an affair with
and
her,
she's, by the way,
and she is
funniest person
stunning.
funniest person on the cast too.
Agreed. She just,
Her
like, also just
sly
doesn't care. She's like, "Well," like, so nonchalant.
the ITM or the interview where she's like, "People keep, like, saying that I came back for clout. I didn't. I came back for money." Like, she's just, like, so funny
Yeah,
and real. Yeah,
yeah,
she would've been way better,
way
but
better.
ABC was probably thinking, "Well, she's not as popular, so it's not gonna be the best ratings,"
I know.
which is sad.
It's sad. It's all sad. To pivot, reality Steve did come out with the entire um breakdown of the whole season. So I looked at that, and cuz I don't know if it's ever going to get aired. So
I just don't think it will.
I don't know. I could see it randomly them doing it like in a couple months or something. Like I don't know. But, the men came out and spoke out, and they're all pissed,
I would
obviously.
be
Like,
too.
they're pissed. They stopped everything. They stopped their lives. They went on the show. A lot of them like do go on the show and intend on being on TV and hope that like some way they'll get a little bit of boost
Yeah,
on
career.
Instagram or in a career out of this of some sort. And like whether you want to say that's for the right reasons or not, but like still that's like people quit their jobs to go film for so long and we're like, well, it's worth it because like I'll at least be on TV and then like I could work towards maybe get another job, whatever.
Huh?
But it's like, oh, I did that for no reason. That's awful. I feel so bad for them. And like I was watching her on the before the final rose or before the first rose. I watched that because I was just so curious. I watched it last night. And she just looks so awful. I mean, looking at her disheveledness, I was like,
She's not well.
it was awful because it was up against all these women that were the Bachelorette, and they were amazing, incredible women. And Rachel said at one point, she was like, you know, this is an emotional roller coaster, like what you're about to go on. And you just need to remember to stay true to yourself. And I am just thinking in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, all of these women were so emotionally stable and ready for love and like very mature, like you have to be. And like, that is not the state that Taylor is in or ever has been in. I'm like, this thing could make her go insane. And why are they
Even
going to
more insane.
put her in a pressure cooker where something bad can happen when they know that it has before? So again, it just all boils down to like this was not the right move. It never was. Um and I think we're going to hear from Nick because it was his idea.
Yeah.
It was his idea and he was like, "You're welcome." My friend
It
reminded
wasn't
me of that, like,
Nick
"You're
doesn't have
welcome,
that much
ABC."
power.
No, he doesn't, but he was like, "You guys should do this, like, you're welcome, ABC, like, this was such a great idea, da 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 da." Like, he takes so much ownership of it, and now it's like, "Come on,
And he
speak up."
hasn't had the best press lately, so it's not gonna be a good year for old Nicky.
Think so either.
Yeah,
Just
I
say it
think
wasn't a good idea, Nick, that's it. Just say it wasn't a good idea. You didn't know.
my seriously, my question is, like, is this the end of Bachelor Nation in general?
Mm,
Like, are we ever gonna trust them to
I
continue?
know, they've had some bad ones.
That's kind of like my question is Bachelor over?
Mm,
It might be. I mean,
probably
it's
should
been
be.
26 years,
It
25.
probably should be.
I agree. We have
Yeah.
way too much reality TV out there that's so much more, like, real,
Authentic. Yeah.
and Bachelor is such a formula, and I think that's why they
Mhm.
wanted Taylor to, like, mix it up, like you said in the beginning, mix up
Yeah.
the formula, but unfortunately, it just bit him in the butt. Did you see
Well,
the news today that Jordan filed for divorce?
I did. This is insane.
Here's my theory on this. So Jordan and Jesse, they're a couple on the show. Jesse clearly cannot stand her husband and has been wanting to leave him the
Absolutely.
entire time, and you know what? The world can't either. He's annoying.
Yeah.
Um, but at the very last episode of season 4, she says that she's, like, going over her prenup with her lawyers. She's very wealthy, like, built
Yeah.
an empire outside of TikTok, like, her business has built
Hang
an
on one sec. So
Okay.
you can keep going.
Oh, okay. So, her business, she's successful. And on the very last episode of season 4, she says that she went over her prenup with her lawyers because she was thinking about leaving her husband. And apparently they both, like the husband and wife, signed the prenup. However, it wasn't signed by a witness. So they don't know if it's even valid now. I think I want Melody to come back for this part because
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
okay, okay. I think that he didn't know. She never told him that the witnesses
I
never
know.
signed it
And then he
until
saw it,
he saw this
the
season.
show.
He saw the season, he saw the show. It's breaking up.
You're good. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I
He
agree
hired a
with you.
lawyer team and he said, "I'm making the move first. I'm getting half. I'm out. I'm gonna be the one to divorce her," which
Yes.
pisses me off because, like, she should be the one to leave him, like, just like principle, but
But
whatever.
she's the one that cheated on him.
True. I
Like,
always forget that
I know. And it
because
is
I, like,
just like
love her.
I know, I do too. I do too. And I hate Jordan. So I'm like, I don't blame you that you cheated on him too. Like that nobody should cheat. But like I'm just saying I just hate this for her that
He's gonna get half. He is. I mean, especially if he files under, um, an affair.
yeah.
He's the victim technically in the court of law.
Yeah.
So
Oh, they'll side with them. And but you know what? It's like get it over with now. Like you're only I know Mormon Wives is like probably the biggest it's ever been, but I do think that every season it does get better and like everyone is on the edge of their seat at the end of every single season. Like just get out now because you're going to go far. Like you're going to do bigger and better things. You
I'm
just
with
do
that.
sever it as soon as possible because you're going to make your money make you money and you're going to continue to do all the things and like you'll be worth so much more. You'll be saying this in the future of like I was not worth as much back then and now I'm worth this much and thank God we got divorced ahead of time and we're good.
Yeah,
So,
he's gonna get millions, but, like,
Yeah,
the loss
the big loss.
and continue to grow, and she will.
Yeah.
She's kind of a fan favorite.
Yeah, she is.
And that being said, like, 2 follow-ups on that is I think Mormon Wives, the show itself, will be completely fine without Taylor, Frankie, Paul. Like, I think they have such a solid cast
Absolutely.
and they have enough drama, especially if Whitney
Ugh,
and hate to say it, but Demi come back. That'll, like, stir up
and
drama.
yeah, I honestly, like, prefer the scenes that Taylor's not in because she's so, like,
Erratic.
unreasonable, yeah, erratic, that I'm like, I feel like I'm not really, like I feel like I'm watching an insane person. So, like, I truly would like the show without her.
I think so too. So I think
I
the show
like
will
the
be
girls.
fine if Whitney comes back. I think if
Yeah,
Whitney, because 'cause she's been saying, like, she might not.
Whitney needs to come back.
I think it's a big mistake for Whitney if she doesn't come back. I
I
think
think
it's
it's a big mistake for Mormon wives not to pay her a lot to come back.
totally, but also for her, like, she's kinda riding this high, like, I'm popular in the public eye right now, I'm
Yeah,
rocking hard, I was on Dancing with the Stars, yada, yada, yada. Kind of the same path that Ariana Madix went on, and, like, she's already kinda fading. Like, I hate
yeah,
to say it, but, like,
yeah,
that type of fame fades so quickly when
it
it's
does.
so just, like, flippant, and, like, people are always, like, saying, "Well, the Kardashians, like, they were reality stars, and look how much people, like, are obsessed with them." They put in the work. They put in, like, 15 seasons of
They
Keeping Up
do.
with the Kardashians in order to be remembered. Like,
Yes,
I just feel like from a career standpoint, she needs to stay in Mormon Wives
I
for as long
agree.
as she can to continue her relevancy,
Yeah,
because it's
yeah,
gonna fade without Mormon Wives.
I agree.
The other thing I was gonna say about the husband,
The husband.
is I'm so annoyed with them being like, "Woe is me, follow my sword, I'm emasculated, I have to be a stay-at-home dad," because I'm like, "Do y'all not know how the world works? Like, I'm not
No.
rich," pointing to myself,
Yeah.
"nowhere near your income. We
No.
both have jobs, and
Yes.
guess what? We pay for childcare. You
Exactly.
you have childcare, and he
Yes.
doesn't have a job. So stop with this, 'I'm not a man because my wife works and I don't.' Get a job.
Then get a job. If
Get
you
a
want a
freaking
job, go
job."
get a job. You have plenty of money, like you guys keep saying, and pay childcare.
My
Like,
childcare, like the rest of the actual world.
yes, yes. It is kind of funny how that is it's the narrative. And I think it was funny watching this season and like even like the Zach and Jen conversation while they were sitting at the restaurant. Like it was so funny listening to this conversation that usually is like kind of the roles are reversed where the woman is saying to the man like you work so much like I just want to spend time together like we don't get time together like I didn't know that moving out here for your career was I wasn't gonna see you, like, we don't get to see you, your kids wanna see you. Like, it was just, like, it is this show is so cool, like, it's so interesting to see a totally different dynamic, like, the men kind of
Feeling like
taking,
we do.
like, that m maternal role.
And feeling like most moms feel is like,
Exactly, and it's
I
like,
do so
now you
much.
guys know.
I do so much. I work so
Mhm.
hard in both a job and parenting.
Yep,
I schedule the appointments, I do all the things, and,
yep.
like, you get to be the fun, cool parent, and, like,
You get
Michael
to go off and
and
work and build your dreams and do all
interact
this
with
stuff and
interact
interact
with
with
adults.
adults. Yes,
Let me tell you how
exactly.
that changes everything. Just like a
Yeah.
conversation with an adult will, like, rewire your brain. Anyways,
It's almost interesting, like, you wonder why men are probably like, usually the ones who cheat, and it's because, like, they're the ones that are out and about,
yeah,
that get to be out and about all the time.
yeah, they have more opportunities to cheat.
Exactly.
I was gonna say my husband is a wonderful husband and very present father, but even still, him being that good of a father and husband,
Yes.
like, a normal person in a healthy marriage still has those
Is
feelings of,
still gonna feel that way, yes.
like, "Does anyone see me?"
Yeah.
I'm, like, doing so much and I wanna be recognized, and that's with a good, healthy marriage
Exactly.
and parent, so it was interesting watching their conversations, and I just, like, wanted Jen to be like, "How do you think I felt for the last
Yeah.
X many years?"
Yeah.
So it
Exactly.
is, like, it's like a human study
It
watching the
is.
show.
It is. It really is.
I don't know, I feel like we could talk about this show forever,
I know.
but
But that's the crux of it all, right? Is that the
yeah, the crux
term? Okay.
it's the crux
Like, is
of it
that the saying? I don't know.
all, or
I
title, crux of it all.
crux of it all, guys.
or what popping the culture.
The culture's popping
The
right
culture
now.
is
Like,
pop.
the culture is popping.
That's the title.
Yeah, I love it. Pop culture
Um,
recap. The culture is popping.
um,
Wow.
anything else we should add about TFP? I feel like pretty good about it.
I mean, literally, we could dissect the whole thing for hours. Like, I think we've landed on like the real things. All these men are man-childs and babies, and the women are raising their husbands and raising child
So
or
true.
children. I just
And like,
I just
I'm
can't.
fine with the end of Taylor Frankie
Me
Paul.
too. I'm fine with it. Let's move on with the other girls. The other girls are amazing. I love watching them. And they all have so much going on as well. Like, it broke my heart to hear Layla's story with modeling and with her using the GLP ones and abusing the GLP ones and her just like admitting to it too. Like, her just being like, I know there's so many people out there that are like me that abuse this. And like, just for her to be like, I need help. And for all the girls to always be so supportive and be like, Jesse found this great place for me and I was nervous, but like they all went with her, like, and so they all have their own things going on. And it really is just like the Taylor Frankie Paul show of this crazy psycho that gets in the way of being able to actually get to know all these other girls that really can carry mom talk on their backs. Like, they really can.
Mic freaking drop. That's where we're ending.
Love
Absolutely.
it.
Well, love you. I
Love
don't
you.
listeners, no idea when I'll be back.
No, popcorn.
Popcorn, baby, but I will come back. It's not over.
She's still here. She's present.
I
But
just don't know when.
I don't know.
All right, Melly, I love you.
Love you.
Listeners love you too, and I'll talk to you whenever I talk to you.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to Heart and Soul. If this episode encouraged you in any way, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Talk to you next week.